Shalom Aleichem, beautiful and wonderful friends. We mentioned last time an idea, and I wish to add to it. And that is that as we move through these wisdom teachings, the hope is that we can make shifts in our thinking to have more redemptive reflections as we live in our normative everyday life. And those shifts in our thinking, those shifts in our attitude should head it in a specific direction. And that is always to remember how precious and special and important each and every one of us are. That, as the Baal HaLeshem writes in Sha'arim V'Hagdamos Perek Vav, in the 6th Perek, that Hashem created the world in such a way that you and I, as individuals with all our strengths, all our koiches hanefesh, we are the cause of cosmic correction. We're the cause of the cosmic tikkun. And he adds there that through our eineg, through enjoying what we do, this occurs. So healing, when we are healing and finding our strengths, and then when we're looking out at the world to see what's missing and how can I be of service? How can I, little old me, how can I make this world more special, precious, more beautiful? Because we can. Because the you that's around now, as we've said and will say again and again, has never ever been around before. And the unique you that's here right now is offering something since the beginning of creation and until the end of creation. It's never been. And it's so important to remember on many, 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 many levels, we are beautifying through what we do. So as we know, when we work on ourselves, when we heal ourselves, as we said, a change anywhere is a change everywhere. But it's fascinating to note, Adam, the human being, Adam, if you take the letters Aleph, Daled, Mem, there's something very marvelous shown in the Sfarim. There's the Sefer of the Imrei Noam, where he brings two ideas which we'll share now, and as well there is a Sefer from the Or L'Shamayim, a Talmud of the Maggid of Mezrich, who was a student, a Talmud of the founder of the Hasidic movement, the Baal Shem Tov. And they say something along the lines as following, that if you take the word Adam, Aleph, Daled, Mem, it's acronyms in Hebrew for Da, Ma, Ani. Know who I am. That as we live, as we've quoted from the Ibn Ezra other times in Shemais, that you have to know who you are. Self-awareness, self-knowledge is the fundamental opening to all growth. As Ibn Ezra says very clearly, if you do not know who you are, how could you know what anything is? How could you know Hashem? And as we've spoken about before in regards to self-belief, the Heilige Reb Tzadok HaKohen writes that just as you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to believe in yourself as well. And the Biala Rebbe has a whole book about the inyan of self-belief, and he writes that it's the fundamental of Avodas Hashem, to know that you are special and that you have something to offer in a humble way, with anava and with shiflus. Da, ma, ani. Now, the reality is, the more that I'm working on myself, as we said, a change anywhere is a change everywhere. When I'm working on myself and I'm healing and I'm knowing myself, I'm changing everything around me on every level. So there's a timeline. And that timeline, that 6,000 years, we are picking up those Nitzaisis Kedusha, we're trying to beautify the world. So apart from Da Ma'ani, the letters of Adam spell Adam, David, Moshiach. We are affecting the timeline, Adam, David, Moshiach. I work on myself, I'm healing, I'm completing from Adam to David and from David to Moshiach. And as well we are rectifying, beautifying the spiritual realms. So Adam is as well Arich, Das and Malchus. The spiritual realms, Arich, Das and Malchus. So when we're speaking about the beauty of the human being, when we're speaking about the importance of the human being, It's to note, it's to remember ever so deeply, it's to live with ever so deeply that you and I make a difference. And we should make a difference for the good. As we said, there's +1 and there's 0. There's +1 or 0. 0 or -1 is not healing the world. It's unfortunately corrupting the world more. And in regards to +1, we want to bring goodness into our world. We want to remember and we want to ask ourselves, is my next action going to birth more beauty and hope and dignity into this world or not? If it's not, don't do it. If it is, go ahead. You're invited, I'm invited, we're invited to articulate the most precious goodness into our world, making this world a more beautiful place and recognizing that we make a difference. Dama ani, the more we work on ourselves. Aleph, Daled, Mem, Adam, David, Moshiach. We are affecting our line through healing all the higher worlds, Arech Das and Malchus. So Be'ezras Hashem, Chevra, let's go forth and let's be beacons of love. Let's be pillars of light that people could learn from us and we could learn from others. Let's live with hope. Be'ezras Hashem, we should mamash live with clarity, strength and dignity. Bracha, mazel and hatzlacha.